Have you ever heard a voice so pure, so extraordinary, that it stops time itself? Tonight, we tell the story of a young man from a small Philippine town, whose voice not only captured hearts but left Simon Cowell astonished, calling him better than Freddie Aguilar. This is more than a story of music, it is the journey of a legend. Subscribe now and hit the bell, you won't want to miss a single moment of this journey. Miguel was born in Baybay, a small, quiet town in the Philippines. Life there was simple, almost painfully so. The sun would rise over vast golden rice fields, filling narrow streets with warmth and light. Children played barefoot in dusty alleys, chasing each other with laughter ringing in the air, while vendors set up colorful stalls selling fruits, fish, and handmade goods. From an early age, Miguel was immersed in music. His father strummed a guitar every evening, filling their tiny home with familiar melodies, while his mother sang in the church choir, her voice gentle yet strong. Miguel's voice was different, powerful, emotional, and full of an uncanny depth for someone so young. It was as though the stories of the Philippines, its struggles, hopes, and joys, lived in his lungs. Life, however, was far from easy. Miguel's family lived in a small wooden home, barely enough for 4 people. Money was scarce, every day was a challenge, and survival often took precedence over dreams. Villagers admired his talent but cautioned him. Music won't feed your family, they said. But Miguel's dreams were louder than their doubts. Every night, after helping his father repair fishing nets or working long hours at the market, Miguel would find a quiet corner in their home and sing. His notes were soft at first, almost fragile, but gradually they grew into something profound, an echo of a spirit too big for the confines of his tiny home. One day, the town announced a local singing contest during the annual festival. The winner would perform on a bigger stage in Manila, a rare opportunity that could change someone's life forever. Miguel hesitated. Could his voice reach beyond his town? Could it soar in a place as vast and unfamiliar as Manila? With his mother's encouragement, he entered, carrying only a small guitar and an enormous dream. The day of the contest arrived. Miguel stood backstage, nerves coiling like fire in his stomach. The other contestants were confident, their voices polished and rehearsed. When his turn came, Miguel gripped the microphone, closed his eyes, and sang. The moment his voice filled the hall, the crowd went silent. Every note carried pain, hope, and beauty. By the time he finished, the audience was on its feet, and the judges had tears in their eyes. Miguel had won. Videos of his performance spread across social media, reaching beyond Baybay, beyond the Philippines. Talent scouts from all over the world began noticing. Within weeks, he received an invitation to audition for a prestigious international talent show, where Simon Cowell himself would judge. Excitement battled fear in Miguel's heart. Could he leave home? Could his voice survive the scrutiny of the world stage? The day of the audition was overwhelming. Miguel stepped onto a stage that was vast and blindingly bright. Cameras, lights, and thousands of eyes bore down on him. He felt like a small fish in an enormous ocean. But when the music began, Miguel let go of fear. His voice soared across the stage, telling stories of love, hardship, and hope that transcended language or borders. Simon Cowell, known for his tough exterior, sat motionless, listening intently. Slowly, disbelief crossed his face. The judges exchanged stunned glances. Miguel's performance was flawless technically, but more importantly, it was filled with soul and history. By the end, Simon stood up and declared, "This young man, he is better than Freddie Aguilar." The audience erupted. Cameras flashed. Commentators whispered in amazement. Miguel's journey from a small Filipino town to global fame had officially begun. But fame came with challenges. Offers poured in, some genuine, others controlling. Miguel realized quickly that fame demanded sacrifices. There were agents who wanted to change his style, contracts that felt like cages. Miguel wondered if achieving his dream would cost him his freedom. In the midst of uncertainty, Miguel returned secretly to Baybay. He wandered through the streets where he had first sung, performing for children under mango trees, for vendors, for neighbors resting on benches. He realized the true essence of his gift. It was not awards or fame, but touching hearts. Renewed, Miguel returned to the international stage, his performances now telling stories of his homeland and the struggles he had endured. Miguel's performances captivated audiences worldwide. Each song told a story, hope, struggle, love, resilience, every note carrying emotion. Media outlets hailed him as a phenomenon, but Miguel stayed humble, always giving credit to Baybay, his family, and the streets that shaped him. He launched music programs and scholarships for children in his hometown, ensuring that other dreamers would have opportunities he had fought to achieve. Yet life tested him relentlessly. A close friend, who had been by his side since childhood, passed away suddenly. Grief threatened to silence Miguel, but he chose to channel his pain into music. The resulting performance became one of the most talked about moments in music history, moving audiences to tears worldwide. Rival artists, envious of his success, spread rumors and launched social media attacks. But Miguel's authenticity only strengthened his connection with fans. He navigated fame while staying true to himself, understanding that talent alone was not enough, resilience and soul mattered just as much. Years passed. Miguel became more than a singer, he became a symbol of hope, inspiration, and perseverance. Young artists across the Philippines and beyond looked up to him. He collaborated with international legends yet always returned home, walking the streets of Baybay, remembering where it all began. On the final performance of the season, Miguel sang a song his mother had sung to him as a child. Audiences watched in silence. Simon Cowell, usually stoic, wiped a tear. Cameras captured Miguel's family, overwhelmed with pride. Fans across the globe cheered in unison. When the song ended, the applause was deafening, not just for his talent, but for courage, resilience, and the power of believing in oneself. Miguel looked directly into the camera. No matter where you come from, your dreams can take you to unimaginable places. Keep believing, keep singing, and remember, the heart of the Philippines is always with me.